हेलो, लाइक कर दिया, थैंक यू। हेलो हेलो, न्यू वीडियो आई एम। कहाँ से हो आप? मैं उत्तराखंड से हूँ। हेलो, मेरा नाम ले लो एक बार, जियान। हेलो जियान। प्रवीण मोर वाले, हेलो। प्रकाश शर्मा, थैंक यू। ब्लॉग देख, ब्लॉग बनाने को जैसे मत फिर वो भूत बनना मतलब बीड़ी दे बीड़ी बीड़ी
भूत बनना के सच है
शुद्धि
अच्छा भूत बनना
और घर भी आ जाती फिर। हर हर महादेव।
थोड़ी स्टेटस
बढ़िया।
क्यों साउथ पोल को छू पाना ऑलमोस्ट इम्पॉसिबल है। स्टडी IQ IAS अब being hunted by a lion is likely among the scariest.
झूठ ना बोलो, लाइक डन नहीं हुआ। जय श्री राम। स्क्रीन पे करो डबल टैप, जब जाके होगा लाइक डन।
और ये डर ठीक भी है। ये हर साल 50 लाख से भी ज्यादा लोग काटते हैं।
मुरादाबाद, उत्तर प्रदेश।
तो कुछ सिद्धांत
फ़ोन की स्क्रीन पे करो डबल टैप, जब जाके होगा लाइक। बेस्ट परफॉर्मेंस।
Which of these brands would you consider?
The universe is teeming with galaxies, many bigger, brighter, and more densely packed with stars than the Milky Way. But most are so inconceivably far away that they are much too faint to be seen with the naked eye.
हेलो।
However, there There is one galaxy which appears visible in the night sky, a galaxy that has revealed to us as much about the universe as it has about itself. That galaxy is the Andromeda galaxy, a vast, ancient colony of stars more than twice the size of the Milky Way. Today, we will be taking a journey from this galaxy's ancient history right up to its remote future, using the most beautiful images and intricate data to know our cosmic neighbor like never before. This is our journey to the Andromeda galaxy.
लालटेन शो के बारे में कुछ कहना
The
चाहते
Andromeda
हो?
galaxy is known by many names. This one owes to the
Hello,
constellation
hello.
in which it can be found, named after the Phoenician princess Andromeda, wife of Perseus in Greek mythology. It is also known as NGC 224 and Messier 31, according to the various star catalogues it has appeared in. Unlike most galaxies, Andromeda is visible to the naked eye, best seen in dark, moonless skies during autumn and winter nights in the northern hemisphere. As such, it was discovered long before we knew that other galaxies existed, but it was incorrectly assumed to be a nebula residing within the bounds of the Milky Way for the longest time. The earliest known mention of the galaxy came in the year
कश्मीर
964
पुलवामा
AD, in Persian philosopher Abd al-Rahman al-Sufi's Book of Fixed
हेलो
Stars, which recorded it as a nebulous smear. But it wasn't studied in any great detail until the invention of the
सब्सक्राइब कर
telescope
दिया
in the
है.
early 1600s,
थैंक यू सन
when
ऑफ
it was rediscovered by Simon Marius.
सोल्जर.
Later, in 1764, the object was added as the 31st entry in Charles Messier's catalogue of deep sky fuzzy objects, which included a number of other galaxies,
बट
unbeknown to
बत्सल टू
Messier
ब्लू
himself.
क्यों लिया? मैं सबका ब्लू ले रही हूँ अब.
Later that century, William Herschel noticed that the center of M31
हेलो.
appeared to have a red tinge when compared with the exterior, and because he was able to observe such fine detail, he incorrectly assumed Andromeda to be the nearest of all the great nebulae, postulating a distance of no more than 18,000 light years.
बाय बाय.
In 1845, William Parsons was the first to identify a spiral structure in the galaxies M51 and M99, and 5 years later, he added Andromeda, along with these galaxies and a number of others, to a new classification of so-called spiral nebulae,
मुझे नहीं करनी
believing them
बात
to be
किसी
their
से
own
भी
type
नहीं.
of gaseous cloud within the Milky Way.
मैं भी
However,
गुस्सा हूँ.
not everybody
मेरे को
was
किसी से
convinced by
बात
the
नहीं करनी.
nebular explanation. A few well-respected minds of the time, starting with 18th century philosopher Immanuel Kant, suggested that this object may in fact be its own island universe. A
मेरा
vast
दिमाग
population
खराब
of
हो गया.
stars
तुम
like
लोग,
the Milky Way
मैं आपको देखती हूँ आप सब
situated
जगह
much
जाते हो,
further
मेरी
beyond
लाइफ में
any
नहीं
other
आते हो. मेरे को नहीं चाहिए ऐसे दोस्त.
Back then, however, the Milky Way was thought to comprise the
मैं आज
entirety
आपको
of
बहुत
the
देर से किसी की
universe.
लाइव में देख रही
And
थी. आप
this idea placed
कंटिन्यू
M31's
कमेंट्स कर रहे
distance
थे.
on a scale much
मेरे
too
को
vast
बोलते हो
for
टाइम नहीं है,
contemporary
5 मिनट में आ रहा हूँ, 10 मिनट में आ रहा हूँ, 1 घंटे तक लाइव चलाओ ना, तब
That
भी नहीं
was
आते हो.
until 1917, when American astronomer
हार्डन
Haydn
जी
Curtis
गुस्सा हो क्या?
witnessed a nova event
नहीं.
coming from inside M31, where a
रतन
transient
चंदेल.
luminous object briefly outshone its surroundings.
ओके.
After scouring the limited collection of historical photographs of the object, Curtis found no fewer than
AIS का
11
फुल
other
फॉर्म
nova
बताओ.
events occurring inside Andromeda, considerably more than anywhere else in the Milky Way.
मैं तो नहीं
but
रुकती
all
भाई, मेरे को
appearing to
टाइम
be
नहीं
around
मिलता.
10
मैं तो बता रही हूँ,
magnitudes
मेरे को
fainter
जितना
than
टाइम
those
मिलता है मैं
observed
आती
elsewhere in
हूँ.
the sky. It was at this moment that Curtis realized what he was looking at. Not a nebula, but a much more distant and remote colony of stars like the Milky Way.
हेलो
This
हेलो,
led
क्या
Curtis to
हाल?
revive Immanuel
छी
Kant's island universe hypothesis,
छी.
proposing Andromeda to be some 500,000 light years away.
यूट्यूब वॉच टाइम
But this
कितना
claim
हुआ
was
आपका?
disputed
बस
by many
मेरा तो हो
scientists,
गया यूट्यूब
most
वॉच टाइम।
notably by fellow American astronomer
कभी
Harlow
हंस भी
Shapley,
लिया करो, लाइव
who
में
had
डबल टैप तो
previously
कर दो,
measured the
स्क्रीन
Milky
पे
Way
डबल टैप
and
डबल
got
टैप।
what he considered to be the entire universe to be around
आपके लिए पूरे
300,000
दिन
light years in
इंतज़ार कर
diameter.
सकते हैं। हैं?
This culminated in one of the most
कोई ना
significant
करता
events in
है,
20th
वैसे
century
आप
science, the Great
बचपन से ही
Debate of
खूबसूरत हो
1920,
या अभी हुई हो।
where Shapley and Curtis discussed
नहीं,
the
ये जब
nature
से
of the
फिल्टर
universe
आया, जब
and of
से
the
हुए
spiral
हैं।
nebulae in front of a live audience at the Smithsonian Museum of Natural
मैं
History.
बढ़िया हूँ, आप कैसे हो? अनुराग
Shapley, on
चौहान
the one
जी, आप
hand,
कैसे हो?
argued that the Milky Way was the entire universe, and that all known spiral objects were merely their own type of
बढ़िया
nebula
हूँ रे
residing
बाबा,
within.
बढ़िया हूँ।
He argued that, if they truly were other galaxies, their distance would have to be in the order of tens of millions of light years, a jump in scale not many contemporary astronomers were willing to accept. Curtis, on the other hand, highlighted the overdensity of novae within Andromeda when compared with the rest of the Milky Way. He argued that no type of nebula could explain the high number, yet consistent
ऊपर लाइक
thickness
नहीं
of
बढ़
the
रही
event.
हैं, लाइक कर
He
दीजिए,
also
लाइक
pointed
लाइक।
out dark lanes within early photographs of Andromeda's spirals, noting their similarities to the opaque dust clouds lying within the Milky Way's zone of avoidance. But the debate ultimately yielded no
जय
clear winner,
परशुराम।
and it took another 4 years for the question to finally be put to bed. In 1924, Edwin Hubble settled the debate by using the Hooker telescope in California to measure pulsating Cepheid variable stars within Andromeda. A variable star's pulsation period is indicative of its luminosity, and once we know a star's
कहाँ से लगती
luminosity, we can
उत्तराखंड से
compare
हूँ मैं,
that to its
उत्तराखंड
apparent brightness from Earth to constrain a distance. Using this technique, Hubble indisputably demonstrated that M31 was more than 1 million light years away, and thus had to be its own galaxy. Furthermore, all the so-called spiral
कार्टून
nebulae
18
that
प्लस।
had been discovered were their own galaxies as well, each lying tens of millions of light years beyond our local group. The true, terrifying scale of the universe had been revealed, a universe filled with thousands, or perhaps even millions of galaxies, a scale far beyond anything thought possible before. Once we had realized that M31 was a separate galaxy, our understanding of the universe took a great leap forward. Thanks to its proximity, Andromeda offers an unparalleled opportunity to
कितने
study a
बेबी हैं,
spiral
अभी बहुत
galaxy
सारे
like the
हैं।
Milky Way from the outside looking in. By the 1950s, we were making radio maps of the galaxy, and today, all 4 of NASA's Great Space Observatories regularly survey Andromeda for ultraviolet, infrared, and X-ray signals. And while there hasn't been a
खाना
dedicated
हो गया
spacecraft
का?
or
नहीं,
mission
अभी
to
नहीं
study
हुआ।
our neighbor, there have been a number of telescopes launched to survey more distant galaxies. And for telescopes like Hubble, which regularly stares at galaxies billions of light years into the void, a galaxy under 3 million light years away is a simple task. And thus, we have a wide range of beautifully detailed and jaw-dropping images of Andromeda. We have made mosaics of its stars and maps of its interior. We've found clusters, clouds, neutron stars, and black holes within its bounds. Its interior content mirrors that of our own galaxy, but often on a larger scale. And so, without further ado, let us dive into these findings as we set out on the road to Andromeda. Andromeda is a barred spiral galaxy, like the Milky Way, consisting of an outlying spiral structure of dust and gas, connected by a dense bar-shaped concentration of stars in the galactic core.
दर्द हो रहा है
Our neighbour's structural similarities to our own galaxy suggest that the two
अभी तो
follow
लैग
similar
मारे नहीं लैग
evolutionary
मारूंगा तो क्या
paths.
होगा डर लग रहा है
Andromeda is thought to have
मैं
formed
लैग
around
मार
10
देती
million
हूँ
years ago and has been growing by crashing into
ये
and
वाला
consuming other
लैग मारना है
galaxies.
चले मैं मारती हूँ तेरे लैग।
M31's
दर्द हो रहा है
atomic
बहुत
mass
गंदा
is
छाती में
evidenced by its vastly
छाती में नहीं
elongated structure.
जिम का भूत निकल गया।
The visible
कहाँ निकला आज
galaxy
बुखार
is
चढ़ रखा
thought
था
to be
जिम के
around
टाइम पे खाना भी नहीं खाया था
120,000 light years in diameter.
नौकर लगा रखे तेरे, रुक जा,
Not too
नौकर
dissimilar
लगाएंगे।
to the Milky Way.
आई मत कर,
However,
मत कर कमीने।
Andromeda's full
मुझे लगा
structure
इसने मारा
includes an extended disk of scattered stars flung outwards by tidal interactions, giving the
अरे
galaxy
बाबा,
a maximum
कहाँ
extension
से
of
हो?
some
मैं उत्तराखंड से हूँ भाई,
220,000 light
उत्तराखंड
years,
उत्तराखंड।
by far the largest object in the local group. Its stellar population greatly outnumbers even the most generous estimates for the Milky Ways, with M31 thought to be home to more than 1 trillion stars.
पहाड़ी गालियाँ किस किस को सुननी है,
The
हाथ खड़े
galaxy's
कर दो।
distance from Earth has been constrained via a number of different methods, with most measurements agreeing on a value
पहाड़ी
of
गालियाँ
about
किस किस को पसंद है?
2.56 million light years.
तुम्हें
The first
पसंद है ना
step in this enormous expansive journey comes when we rise above the plane of the Milky
पब्लिक के
Way.
लिए है ये।
किसको पसंद है
As
देख
less
देखो
dense starlight extinguishes our view of the galaxies beyond the local group, the true mind-blowing scale of this enormous universe becomes apparent. Once we have passed beyond the Milky Way's outlying stars and its closely satellite galaxies, we reach intergalactic space, just about as empty as you can get in a universe dominated by gravity. For comparison, the air we breathe on Earth contains approximately 10 trillion atoms
Moral
per
care.
cubic meter. Even just above the atmosphere in space, there are still 1 million trillion atoms per cubic meter. Interstellar space between stars only contains around 1,000 atoms per cubic meter. But in intergalactic
मैं
space,
देहरादून
that
में रह
count drops
चुका
to
हूँ।
just 10 atoms per cubic meter.
देहरादून में रह
But
चुके
with
हो
that
तो आपको
said,
पहाड़ी
there's
गालियाँ
not
पसंद है?
nothing out there. The Great Galactic Highway also contains the most ill-fated stars and planetary
Get
systems,
lost.
which have been ejected from their galaxy entirely by the enormous tidal forces of collisions.
बाय
The
बाय।
conditions on such worlds are just about as cold and as lonely as you can get in space. With no heat
हेलो,
source of any
डबल
kind,
टिक,
out
लाइक
here,
डन, थैंक यू।
intergalactic rogue planets freeze solid
ओ
from their
तेरी,
atmospheres right down to their cores. Only halfway into our cosmic journey do we begin to stray into Andromeda's territory, not yet into its starry fields, but instead into its enormous galactic atmosphere. Like the Milky Way, surrounding Andromeda is a diffuse halo of plasma,
हाँ
लियो कल रात में ही नीचे आ गया था
with tremendous
हाँ।
force by
कितने बजे
reverberations from
3
Andromeda's
लाख
past
सब्सक्राइबर।
collisions. This gives the halo a truly
3
staggering
लाख।
radius of
कितने बजे आ गया
1.3
था
million light
मैं
years,
लेके आ गई थी यार, उसको
extending more
नीचे
than half the
शोर
distance
मचाने लग
between
गया था।
M31 and us. Inside this atmosphere, we find Andromeda's satellite galaxies. Each
राम
having
राम
clues
सा राम
इसीलिए नहीं
राम।
छोड़ता मैं जिम यार
Andromeda
भारत
currently
माता
hosts
की
more
जय,
than
हर
20
हर
known
महादेव।
satellite galaxies, and probably
Milky Way.
has more in its past,
Huh?
which it has since devoured. Of these satellite galaxies, there are 3 in particular which are thought to have played a key role in forming Andromeda's skewed, elongated structure
3-4
and
lakh
its enormous
subscribers।
galactic halo. They are Messier 32, Messier 110, and
गेमर
Messier
होगा
33, aka the Triangulum Galaxy. M32 is a small dwarf elliptical galaxy, seen as a little fuzzy blob of golden light in close-up photographs of Andromeda. The satellite is only around 6,500 light years in diameter, yet it is held together by a
मैं अपन
supermassive black
घर
hole,
बैठे छो
more than 1,000,000 times the mass of the Sun. That is an extremely massive nucleus for
हाँ
such a small galaxy, which suggests
रहने
that
दो
it
उसको
may have
करने
been
दे जीत
larger in the past. Given the mass of the central black hole, scientists think that M32 may have once been its
I
own
don't
spiral
care.
or lenticular galaxy, even larger than the triangulum galaxy, but
लियो
ultimately not large enough to survive its encounter with its host. As the two galaxies came within touching distance of one another, the ill-fated proto-galaxy had its outlying stars absorbed by Andromeda, leaving only the dense galactic core bound to the supermassive black hole. Now it appears as a small golden elliptical
लियो
galaxy with an aging
इधर आ
stellar
इधर
population.
इधर 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 ध्यान से बोलो खोल बोल के
M110 is another elliptical satellite
ले आ
galaxy of Andromeda, larger than
आइए माँ
M32 at around 17,000 light years in diameter.
खटो लवर करना कोशिश करना
Much like the former,
अच्छा
M110 is thought to have
अच्छा
interacted with Andromeda
अच्छा
in the
लुकाम
past.
No, no,
Scientists have detected
नो
faint
अच्छा
spots
लुकाम
of the metal-rich lanes within Andromeda's halo, thought to be made up of stars stripped from the satellite galaxy as it came within reach of Andromeda.
चलो ले
हेलो कैसे हो मैं बढ़िया
Imagine
हूँ
what it
आप
would be
कैसे हो
like to live inside M110. You would see Andromeda's vast Sidon galactic disk consume your sky at night. Just think of the historical, societal, and religious implications if early humans had seen something like this hanging in their ancient sky. Finally, there's Messier 33, aka the Triangulum Galaxy. It is the current third largest member of the local group, a dwarf spiral galaxy around 60,000 light years in diameter. It is not known whether M33 is a true satellite of Andromeda. It may just be its own galaxy, which happens to be situated around 750,000 light years beyond. But in any case, the two galaxies have definitely interacted within the last few billion years, and the data points to them interacting again in the future, with the 40 billion stars in the Triangulum Galaxy destined either to be absorbed into a new galaxy or to be banished out of the local group entirely. Finally, after millions of light years on this dark, lonely voyage, we arrive at the Andromeda Galaxy's outer edge. Once we've passed through the plasma halo, we reach the denser extended stellar disk, made up of stars scattered by Andromeda's past collisions.
What are you doing now?
Made irresistible. Hand-baked beans roasted to perfection. You ever knew.
Raw
Every
agent
human
है
who
raw.
ever lived. Every story that was ever told. It's where our journey begins. But as we zoom out, beyond our atmosphere,
एक
past the moon,
सेकंड
beyond the familiar planets and the sun, we embark
खतरनाक
on
लोग
an
आते
epic quest,
खतरनाक.
a quest to grasp the true scale of our universe.
आप
As
क्या
we leave
करते हो, आप
Earth's
अपना
embrace,
बताओ.
the first marker on our cosmic journey is the moon. About 384,400 kilometers away, a distance so vast that if you were to drive a car at a constant speed of 100 kilometers per hour, it would take you over 160 days to reach it. And from this lunar vantage point, Earth appears as a fragile sphere of blues and greens, cradled in the black void of space, a sight that puts our existence into a humbling perspective. This is Earth as seen from the moon.
मैं तो पायलट हूँ,
As we
बाप के
continue our
पैसे
outward
उड़ाता हूँ.
journey, the next milestone is the Sun, lying approximately 1 astronomical unit away from Earth. This unit, equivalent to about 150 million kilometers, is the standard measuring stick for distances in our solar system. Imagine this: light, traveling at an astounding speed of 300,000 kilometers per second, takes about 8 minutes and 20 seconds to journey from the Sun to Earth. If you were to travel this distance in a commercial jet flying at 900 kilometers per hour, it would take you about 19
क्या सोच
years.
रही हो?
This
कुछ
immense
नहीं
distance
सोच रही
is
रे
a stark
भाई.
reminder of the vastness of space, even within our own solar system. The Sun, a fiery behemoth, provides life-sustaining energy to our planet from this incredible distance. Venturing beyond our home planet and its solar companion, the Sun, we set our sights on Mars, our enigmatic red neighbor. Mars, at its closest approach to Earth, is about 54.6 million kilometers away.
हमारे एरिया में तो
This
अर्थक्वेक
distance
आया
can
था,
stretch up to 401
खतरनाक.
million kilometers when the two planets are on opposite sides of the Sun. To put that in perspective, traveling to Mars at the speed of a commercial jet would take upwards of 50 years. This vast expanse of space between Earth and Mars has been a significant challenge for space exploration. The rovers and probes we've sent to the Red Planet embark on a journey that is not just far, but fraught with complexities due to the constantly changing distances and orbital dynamics. As we journey to the outermost reaches of our solar system, we encounter Neptune, the distant ice giant. Lying roughly 4.5 billion kilometers from Earth, Neptune marks the edge of our solar neighborhood. Sunlight, racing across the vacuum of space, takes about 4 hours
शर्मा
and
नहीं गया,
15
रहम
minutes
कर
to
दिया
reach
उसने लोगों पे.
Neptune from the Sun.
समेट लेता,
This
नहीं तो ऐसे
staggering distance showcases the
सबको
enormity
खींच
of
लेता
our solar
मुट्ठी
system.
में.
Launched in 1977, the Voyager 1 space probe represents humanity's insatiable curiosity and our desire to explore beyond known boundaries. As of now, Voyager 1 has traveled for over 4 decades, covering a staggering distance of more than 22 billion kilometers from Earth. It's the farthest human-made object from our planet, a silent wanderer in the cosmic sea. In 1990, at the suggestion of the renowned astronomer Carl Sagan, Voyager 1 turned its camera back towards Earth for one final photograph. This resulted in the iconic pale blue dot image. At a distance of about 6 billion kilometers from Earth, our planet appeared as a tiny, faint dot in the vastness of space. Sagan poetically reflected on this image, emphasizing our responsibility to cherish and preserve our only home, a small speck in the immense universe. At the very fringes of our solar system lies the Oort cloud, a vast theoretical sphere of icy objects. This distant cloud is thought to extend up to a staggering 100,000 astronomical units from the Sun. That's about 1.9 light years, a distance so immense that it's on the cusp of interstellar space. Scientists determine the boundary of interstellar space, known as the heliopause, where the Sun's solar wind is stopped by the interstellar medium. This is where the influence of our Sun ceases and the vast realm of interstellar space begins. The Oort cloud represents the final frontier of our solar system, a boundary zone where the Sun's influence wanes and our cosmic journey into the galaxy truly begins. As we venture beyond the confines of our solar system, our next point of interest is Alpha Centauri, the closest star system to our Sun. Located about 41.3 trillion kilometers away, this distance is equivalent to over 276,000
थैंक यू। इतनी देर में किया है क्या लाइक?
At such colossal distances, the AU, a measure so convenient within our solar system,
एहसान कर दिया आपने बहुत बड़ा मेरी लाइफ में
hence astronomers
लाइक
use
करके।
the light year, the distance light travels in 1 year, for interstellar measurements.
स्टार बन जाऊंगी मैं आपकी एक लाइक से।
Sometimes love sounds like. Sometimes it sounds like hush.
क्योंकि मेरी टाइमिंग ज़्यादा है ना, इसलिए देर हो गई। ओके
दो टाइप के डब्बे बनाते हैं, एक में हम नॉर्मल खाना बेचते हैं
बोलो बोलो।
और एक में
नेस्ले पाउडर घर
क्या मस्त
नेस्ले नेस्ले डब्बा सा ना पाउडर कपाल पर छिड़कना मिल जा रहा है दमना दमना में चाहिए। रात को भूत बन सोनी भी
नेस्ले थोड़ी दोनों नेस्ले कॉफी बनाएंगे पानी से
नेस्ले तो कॉफी हो गई
ना ना और नेस्कैफे भाई
नेस्कैफे।
नेस्ले कंपनी वाला
अरे वो दूध 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 और दूध दूध पाउडर दूध
कंपनी जो मैगी बनाओ दूध वगैरह बनाओ
दूध पर ही दिया मैं पाउडर दूध पर
मैगी पर भी नेस्ले ही रहती नेस्ले
है।
कंपनी
It
नाम
has
से
an extremely dense atmosphere, and with that dense atmosphere comes crushing
कुत्तों को
pressure.
भी आदमी को
Literally,
भी
it would crush you. The
What?
atmospheric pressure is
कुत्तों को पाउडर
90
लगाना
times higher than the pressure you experience on Earth. It would only take a millisecond before it started crumpling your spacesuit. After 1 second, your suit's integrity would be compromised. You'd be
लगा
trapped
से
in a
टुडू
floating spacesuit with no way out.
टुडू की लगाए
And that's when your body would begin to collapse. In the next 2 seconds, your skin and muscles would compress. Your blood vessels would pop. Your organs would fail. Finally, you'd lose
Fuck you.
consciousness. And just like that,
अगर दूसरे ग्रह पर आदमी जाओ तो
Venus looks like a beautiful place, but
looks like a beautiful
being crushed by
Nice.
pressure is just one of the many ways you
ये ना तो ले जरा मैं कपा पर छिड़
बाहर तो बाहर ही दिए
लेती
Not only does it create crushing
भूत है कि
pressure,
भूत मैं कपा पर छिड़ के
generates the greenhouse effect. Yeah, Venus
ले
is hot. It's boiling your insides kind of hot. Even if you could somehow withstand all that bone-crushing pressure, the heat would get you. Oh yeah, this feels hot
रात डरावना लाग में पुस्ता डरावना तो कुछ
like bread.
पैसा
Toasted.
पैसा बे पैसा कट भी पैसे चलो बहुत बड़ी डरावना कुछ
Surface temperature
चोरी करना
यार
सब कपड़ा पर तरतीब करना चोरी करने
that's almost as hot as the lava coming out of Earth's
बैंक लूटना कौन जाने
You'd be feeling the effect of this intensity.
बैंक कम से कैमरा नहीं जाना
भाई टूटेगा तो नहीं
After 1 minute, your internal temperature would start rising.
भाई इतनी स्ट्रेचिंग कर ली फिर भी नहीं हो रहा
I don't feel so good. Body temperature 40 degrees
तभी मैं जिम छोड़ने का मन नहीं करता, फिर दर्द होता है बार
जिम जिम आग लगा दिया जिम पर।
बार। शरीर देख रहे हो कैसा हो गया, ढीला सा।
है ही तो ढीला।
तुम्हारा ज्यादा ढीला, तुम
हमने
खिलाते
कहा आज
नहीं।
का दुश्मन अनाज खा।
खिलाते हो मेरे को, कभी सामने
पका?
से पूछते हो।
10 minutes, you'd lose consciousness.
तेरे दादा ने खिलाया कभी?
Minutes left before suffering brain damage and complete cardiac arrest. On this planet, heat stroke is no joke. Nothing's a joke here, really. The Venusian air is unbreathable. It's made up of 96.5% carbon dioxide and 3.5% nitrogen, which means taking just one breath of this atmosphere would suffocate you. And if that's not enough, Venus's sulfuric rain would corrode your spacesuit, burn your skin. As far as the survival situation on Venus goes, it's a 1 out of 10. Would not recommend. Now this is Mercury.
The closest planet to the sun, like I haven't just suffered a massive heat incineration already? Come on, what if guy?
Well, Mercury has a little secret. It's actually extremely freezing. At least on the night side.
मुंह पे कुछ नहीं लगाया, इतनी गोरी हूँ मैं, सफेद।
Yeah, of course. I knew that. Everybody knows that. And here, I'll let you in on a little secret. What If Explorers Club on Patreon is on a roll. That's right. Get access to early episodes, and you can see me die. A lot. I die a lot.
Here's the thing about Mercury. Unlike its planetary neighbor Venus, it doesn't have an
सफेद
atmosphere.
भूत।
And without an atmosphere, there's nothing to
भूत
trap
सफेद
the
थोड़ी
sun's
होता है,
heat
काला होता है।
and keep it close to the planet during the long Mercurian
हेलो।
nights. Even though Mercury is just 58 million kilometers from the sun, as soon as night hits, it cools down rapidly.
इसी पेंट्स
When
लगाया
you
है क्या?
first land, you'll be okay. You can walk around.
चूना लगाया,
explore the
चूना।
planet.
एशियन पेंट तो अमीर लोग लगाते हैं, हम लोग चूना लगाते हैं।
Is that normal?
उत्तराखंड से रे बाबा, उत्तराखंड।
-180 degrees here, you know. Of course it's a little chilly. What a shocker.
Hypothermia would take a little time to kick in. It starts with a tingling feeling in your fingers that suddenly you begin to shiver.
Yeah, I don't feel any shivers.
लड़कियों का काम ही होता है चूना लगाना।
You shivers.
लड़कों का क्या काम होता है?
Warning, your body temperature has dropped to 35 degrees Celsius.
Fingers.
After 10 minutes in this extreme cold, you'd barely be able to move.
Warning, core body temperature
मेरा
at
नाम
32
बताओ।
degrees Celsius. Return to the spaceship immediately.
Your muscles would feel stiff. You'd feel
मुझे क्या पता आपका नाम क्या है?
There was at least 102 Dalmatians.
You'd feel extremely disoriented. Everything would slow down for you. But you wouldn't die. Not yet.
Warning, core body temperature now 28 degrees Celsius.
Even now, you'd still be alive. You could barely function, but you're alive. It would take about 60 minutes for Mercury's dark side to kill you. Slow, cold, and painful. But hey, at least you'd get to see some of Mercury's views before you collapsed from the extreme cold. I give Mercury's night side a 3 out of 10. But Mercury has a day side too, and it's burning hot. The temperature here, it's
ढंग से पढ़ लो ये वाला कमेंट।
Celsius, just slightly cooler than the temperature on Venus. And it's not the intense heat that would kill you, it's extreme radiation too. DNA. It takes 1/1000th of a second to kick off that process. Within the next hour, your cells would mutate and die. So make sure to wear a spacesuit, no matter how hot it feels.
Danger. Core body temperature increased to 39 degrees Celsius.
After 5 minutes of these burning conditions, you begin to feel the effects of hyperthermia.
ये
If
कौन
your
सुन रहा है?
cooling system were to fail, you'd experience an amount of heat you've never felt in your life.
God, it burns. My hands.
पढ़ने वाले
It's like
बच्चे
they're on
सुन रहे हैं.
fire. It's exactly like they're on fire.
This
क्या है वो?
overheating would make you nauseous.
कुछ आइडिया है आपको?
After 10 minutes, you'd be like a piece of toast. If you've ever had a fever like that, you'd know at this point
थैंक्स
you'd be in
मैम.
delirium.
वेलकम. मे भी कार्टून, हाँ कार्टूनों को कार्टून ही नज़र आएंगे.
3 Dalmatians. Everywhere. Dalmatians everywhere.
Exactly like that.
Rico, are you a Dalmatian?
Your muscles would become weak and your organs would start to shut down. Now you'd be unconscious in the middle of having heat stroke and being blasted by radiation. At this point, you wouldn't have long.
Hot side of Mercury rates a 2 out of 10 from me.
ये ढेर क्यों लगाया है?
नहीं खरीदने पड़ेंगे. लार्ज से मीडियम जो हो गया.
कैसे?
Who knows?
ये लाइट फील कर रहे हैं आई लाइट से. इसमें चीनी के साथ है 100% नेचुरल स्टीविया, यानी इसका 500 ग्राम दे 1 किलो साधारण चीनी जितनी मिठास, मतलब 50% कम कैलोरीज. आई लाइट. शुगर बदलो, हेल्थ बदलो. Even in radiant skin, Nivea के पास है proven answer. New Luminous Even Glow Serum हाइड्रोल के साथ, जो है सबसे असरदार एंटी-स्पॉट इंग्रेडिएंट. ये जिद्दी डार्क स्पॉट्स घटाए पहले दिन से ही.
हेलो.
New Nivea Luminous Even Glow Serum. Skin is for true radiance. Nivea is for skin.
जी.
Ladies and gentlemen, अब सस्ता मिलेगा. मेरे को तो दंगदंग हो रहा है.
क्या बात हुआ?
Get lost.
All right, let's look at Mars. The red planet sounds a lot more promising. Where else in the solar system would you want to establish a human base? Well, not so fast.
Mars sits just outside the sun's habitable zone.
It doesn't have water or a magnetosphere. Its atmosphere is incredibly thin. It's not a place you can settle into comfortably.
What do you mean? Mars is great.
And that is until you try to breathe on it. On Mars, the air
तेरी
is
माँ ने तेरे को
mostly made
पैदा
up of
करके
carbon
गलती कर दी.
dioxide. You'd have to keep your spacesuit on at all times, because if you didn't, you'd die.
Spacesuit breach detected.
It only takes a minor suit malfunction for Mars to kill you. The first few seconds of inhaling the air on Mars would feel confusing.
What's confusing about this? I'm dying.
You'd be gasping for oxygen, starting to breathe more rapidly. At the same time, your breached spacesuit would start to decompress, and that would be truly awful. The atmospheric pressure on Mars is only 0.6% of what you have on Earth. As soon as your spacesuit gave in, all the pressure inside it, the pressure keeping you alive, would escape.
Warning. Danger of embolism. Warning.
Embolism is what happens next. As your suit's pressure suddenly dropped, your body would experience painful, blood-boiling conditions. And you see, your blood and other bodily fluids have gases inside them. Exposed to the low-pressure environment on Mars, these gases would boil. Your skin would swell and puff up. After about 7 minutes, you'd be dead. This is going to be pretty graphic. Somebody put a warning on the screen. Mars would give you hope, and then gruesomely kill you the first chance it got. I'd seriously reconsider coming here, because even if you made absolutely sure that your spacesuit was safe and wouldn't suffer a life-ending breach, Mars will find another way to wipe you off its face. And that other way would be dust storms.
Can you understand English? People is here after rejected by Kerry. मिस लाइट मत आया करो, नजर लग जाएगी, क्यूट है ना। नहीं नहीं, अभी भी मैंने ये लगाया।
Knocking out your heat regulation.
Warning. Oxygen system failure.
Well, that's Mars for you. I'd give it a 6 out of 10 just for the epicness of this whole death situation. Oh, and for giving you a chance to live here. Just maybe not for too long.
Give Mars a 0.
There's one more rocky planet lurking on the outskirts of the solar system. Oh, sorry, hold on. My editor is saying it's actually not a planet, it's a dwarf planet. Anyway,
कुछ नहीं सोच रही रे बाबू, तू बता, तू क्या कर रहा है?
Jupiter is the
अरे
largest
राजेश
planet in the
बाबू,
solar system, and as a gas giant, it has a number of ways to kill you. Being twice as massive as all the other planets in the solar system combined, Jupiter has astronomical pressure. This planet is basically a gigantic ball of hydrogen and helium. It doesn't have a solid surface you could step on. You'd fall all the way through its atmosphere. Although it wouldn't be that long of a fall for you.
Let me guess. Suffocating, extreme pressure. What else is new?
Lightning. Yeah, that's right. Jupiter is home to some of the most violent lightning storms around.
Okay, well that's great, but I don't see any here.
Well, of course not. In the upper atmosphere, the weather is not as dramatic. The atmospheric pressure here is only 1/10 of the pressure we feel on Earth.
Capsule systems are stable.
Some 50 kilometers below Jupiter's clouds, you'd feel serious turbulence. Wind here would be strong, reaching up to 360 kilometers per hour.
Static buildup detected in the atmosphere.
As these chaotic winds violently battered you through the storm clouds, the lightning bolts would strike too close for comfort. The atmosphere around you would be highly charged. And then one of these bolts would strike the capsule head on. This massive lightning would release enough energy to
मुझे नहीं
power a
पता
city
यार,
or
मैं
two.
भूखी नहीं रहती।
But for your capsule, it would be game over. The electrical systems would fail, the oxygen supply would fail, and the temperature inside the capsule would drop significantly. You'd now be trapped inside a powerless, leaking capsule surrounded by a deadly storm.
कुत्तों को घी हजम कहाँ
I
होती
give
है?
Jupiter a 5 out of 10. Could recommend.
कुत्ते तो गुई खाते हैं।
This gas giant may not be as large as Jupiter, but it's definitely the most majestic. Saturn is the second largest planet in the solar system, and just like Jupiter, it's a gas giant made up of hydrogen and helium with no solid surface. Deep down in its clouds, the unimaginable pressure of this world turns hydrogen into liquid metal. And intense storms have winds raging at 1,800 kilometers per hour. It's windy, it's hot, it's dangerous. And you might die before you even enter Saturn's atmosphere. enormous planet in this planetary hood is also what makes it dangerous on approach. Saturn's rings.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I see them all right.
These rings are made up of billions of small chunks of ice and rock, ranging from grains of dust to icy chunks the size of a house. Saturn has had its rings for a few 100 million years, and it'll have them for the next few 100 million years until these icy rocks rain down on the gas giant. The thing is, these rings move extremely fast, like 70,000 kilometers per hour fast. If you're not careful, your ship might just crash into them. Saturn gets an 8 out of 10. Uranus is a beautiful, stormy, fart-smelling, deadly ice giant. It has the coldest atmosphere of all the planets in the solar system. And it can kill you in many ways. One way to go on Uranus would be to suffocate in its gases.
Oh, not the fart gases! Oh.
There, close enough. 2% of the Uranian atmosphere is methane, a gas that's toxic to humans. Now, 2% might not sound like a whole lot, but it's concentrated enough to kill you within minutes. Maybe Uranian high-speed particles moving at 900 kilometers per hour eroded your suit. Or extreme temperatures of minus 224 degrees Celsius made it brittle and caused it to crack. Or hydrogen and methane had a chemical reaction with your suit materials, corroding them. On Uranus, anything could cause a breach, and even the smallest breach would lead to toxic methane exposure. Good morning, sir.
आपके बेबी के बाद हम जैसे पलायन होते हैं तो आइए जॉनसन बेबी शार्क को ट्रेन किया
कुछ
जाए
पूछा है मैंने।
और इन्हें साफ करेंगे जॉनसन बेबी शार्क से और एक कठोर शार्क जॉनसन बेबी शार्क कोमलता से साफ और प्रोटेक्ट करते हैं पहले पल से जॉनसन
हर बात बतानी जरूरी नहीं होती। स्पाई है वो, स्पाई। घर पे नहीं है। हेलो। बाय बाय, गुड नाइट। गंदे लोग नहीं चाहिए।